What's up? What's up, everybody? Uh, Please let us know in the comments that audio and everything is good. We're messing around with some new stuff. Um, we did try and get the soundboard hooked up to run those mics, but we're running this one again. So let us know. Especially, we're going to have a special guest on tonight, guys. So once he comes on, if you're hearing echo or something like that, let us know. Um, so, kind of an interesting topic. I'm guessing the comment section is going to be pretty lively on this one. It started a conversation I was having with Brandon from 3H Survival via Instagram about the Epstein list, or I don't even know if we actually mentioned that, but some of the struggles kind of going on right now internally as we watch such ridiculousness out there. Um, and so much more stuff get released, so much stuff still redacted, but no action. And so, what kind of actions we can take as warriors ourselves, as people who study violence, who I'm wearing Brandon's logo right here, saying delete all PDF files. So I know what we want to do, or like what the ice cream taste good answer is, but we're gonna get Brandon on here in just a second and kind of talk this stuff out together to figure out what it is we all can do.
Looks like audio is good so far.
All right.
What is up?
Hey, what's up, Brandon? So yeah, did I misinterpret our conversation earlier? Is
No,
that kind of
no.
what we were
Yeah, I
starting to
don't.
run into?
I don't think we said exactly. Um, but we knew what we were talking about. So yeah, I think we just said like with everything going on in the world right now, because it's crazy. It's very hard to wrap your mind around the the evil that we knew was there, but for it to be right in your face is a different story. And yeah, to do something, but also have it align with our paths walking with God, right? And that
Yeah,
is the biggest struggle for me right now, for sure.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you on that, especially like being kind of newer to the trying to walk a Christ-like path, and like we have it up on the monitor over here. We have a post-it note written that Christ is in our midst.
Mm.
Like he's with us right now. He's watching what we're doing. So to have that reminder, because man, I'm sure we have very similar gut reactions, and like especially being in the lifestyle that we're in and the circles that we run in, you know, we're not short on equipment,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Connections
Mm.
to some of our mutual friends. Like it'd be easy to do things.
To start composting for the environment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, thank you, Josh. I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out a way to put it, but yeah, I mean, there's ways of, I mean, we have the internet too, and there's
Mm.
information is there on a lot of things, and security is what security is, and there's things like that like the mind immediately jumps to,
Mhm.
but is that the path?
Yeah, is that the appropriate course of action for, maybe 10 years ago, I would choose a different route. But
Oh
trying
yeah.
to walk a path that is righteous and aligns with the word, right? That's the biggest thing. And that's something, I believe that anyone that kind of has this mindset will always kind of balance, right? Because it's hard. It's hard. Someone pulls out in front of you and you want to snap. And this is on a completely different level, like another world, mind you, than something like that. So I guess the biggest thing is, what was your first gut reaction?
Dude, I'm like, and first gut, and it it runs in cycles, right? Like
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'll see something that comes out, or there'll be a video clip or a cut of an email or
Mhm.
something, and I'm like finding different ways of torture that like never were
Yeah.
thought of in my head, and I, no way to sugarcoat it. But like ends that would be deserved,
Mhm.
and like how far you would have to go to to pay a debt like that in full.
Yeah.
In again, in older me thoughts, like,
Mhm.
oh, you did that to somebody, like what needs done to you, because a wood chipper is far too kind.
It is. And that's on the same spectrum of there is nothing deserved for something like that, right? There's nothing that we could physically do with our hands that will ever be as bad as that. Um,
So in the meantime,
Josh is like, I have
no,
some
no,
ideas.
no, no. So if that's something like to pay that back in full is out of our grasp, what if you just sped things up for them to get that? Just
Absolutely.
purely the efficiency of the work.
Mhm.
No, no, like we're not imparting anything into that because then like
Yes.
that's the abyss staring back at you thing.
it's,
Mhm.
But
it's
if you just did it and then
that
at
would be
the end,
hard. That would be hard. Very hard, I think that
So,
alone, and that's like the man on fire
yeah.
thing or line, like, well, Jesus says we should forgive, and he's like, oh well, I'm just here to arrange the meeting, like,
Yeah.
and
based.
the millstone quote is something that like keeps coming up, and I see it like misquoted, and people with the bravado online, um posting the memes like, hey, the Bible tells us we should be getting millstones and putting them on these people. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what it says.
Yeah. And in my flesh, trust me, that is exactly what I want. Like, no doubt about it. And then, luckily, I have people to tell me probably not the best idea. Would it be justified? Absolutely. But the biggest problem with something like this is, hypothetically speaking, I go do something. I take out, I'm confident I probably get around, like, not low level, I probably get a lot more. If I'm going after some pretty high up there targets, I'd probably get around 5 to 10 before I got caught, right? I mean, I'd have to plan for a while, it wouldn't be a
Yeah.
last
I
this.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, this is like all of this is hypothetical.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Disclaimer.
yeah.
Like, yeah, if someone like you were to, right, and like have some conversations with some other dudes
Yes.
who have, possibly messed around with targeting,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
hard to reach targets,
Mhm.
like they've done this stuff
Yeah.
like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could probably, I mean, if Malvo could keep us fucking chasing for how long?
Yeah.
Like close to a year?
It was a minute.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but what would the outcome of that be realistically? Like, yes, 5 less people that done terrible things, but there is this whole event opened up a lot of people's eyes that this is a normal thing for some people. And that list of people is way more than that's in that list. And
Yeah.
realistically, the stuff in that list, they're not even showing us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't really seen one mention of adrenochrome yet.
Yeah.
Well, they're using
And
code words.
that's the thing, right? Because they are shitty people, but at least they had a plan that they executed on their side to hide all this stuff. This wasn't just something that just happened. There's a lot of people overhead that are like, hey, we can't talk about this stuff. These are the words that we need to use. And people are starting to realize that, but it also protected them in a way to where they can't ever be prosecuted because they didn't say the words, right? Even though we all know, which is why so many people are angry. And along with that, there were probably people out there that didn't get the memo and said some stuff, and now they're probably not here anymore because that's just what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Any loose ends, any loose lips, like all of that stuff was most likely tended to at the time, and especially at this point. I mean, with a network with resources like that, I mean, it's limitless,
Yeah.
when you've got the heart attack gun and the, not saying there is a heart attack gun, right? Like, they got shit.
They got it in front of Congress.
Yeah,
they got it.
They do have like crazy ways of like cutting brake lines, or taking over someone's Tesla, or whatever
your throat
case.
and shooting you in the head twice and suicide.
Yeah,
and that's the stuff that
drown you drown in while you're paddleboarding or whatever. Like,
and that's the stuff that we've seen, right? That's like the lowest tier. Like, maybe you might get caught, maybe you won't. Low, trying to stay under the radar. So if they were using things probably way above that level, because one of the biggest things John says, and I say quite a bit, is the only thing that ever holds me back is money. If I had unlimited amount of that, who could imagine what I could come up with to make that happen?
Yeah. And like, even unlimited money, like if I hit Powerball tomorrow, it's still going to be tough for me to get like some RPG 7s. Like, I mean, it's like, there'd have to be a number of phone calls. Like, I wouldn't be able to make one.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And have them,
right, without
here by tomorrow,
without consulting people that are already partnered with.
Having the network is the biggest thing that they had, and if you were in power and you weren't a part of that, they made sure that you didn't have a choice but become a part of that. Which is the worst part about it all.
Yeah, so I mean, we have some comments coming in here. I threw them up on screen quick. Cruel or unusual punishment is bad for the person carrying it out. Just send them to the judge. By that, do you mean a gold-plated judge that shoots rubber buck at 1400 and see how many rounds it takes for them to meet the final judge? Because, man,
how many you think? I would say rubber rounds.
Yeah, but they're screaming at 1400.
Okay, so
like,
probably broken ribs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at some point they're going to be like, "Hey, could you please put the flechettes in there?"
Yeah, probably a good 3 or 4.
And then Clem with a great point. It's a Hydra, like 5 heads.
Yeah,
not enough. No, not at all. I mean, it would put fear into some of the others, and you'd have people start turning on people. Like, to break the network against itself.
See,
Potentially somebody looking for that life raft. Like when life rafts start popping and then people are hopping onto other ones, like it it gets weird, especially when you're in such a brutal circle, right?
I
So,
would I would
but
even
again,
say,
it's not going to do much.
yeah, I would say it almost would probably be the exact opposite. Because let's say that starts happening and, a couple start getting knocked off. That might prove to them that they need to come together more. It's a double-edged sword, right? They might completely turn on each other, but with something like this to where like it completely, if there is literally any person out there that thinks any of the stuff in that is okay, there's it's not. I can't really say what I want to say, but everyone understands. Um so like it's not even just something about like, knocking someone off, right? This is terrible acts against children, like the most inhumane things that you could possibly fathom. So
No,
even if you're trying,
it's satan. It's straight
yeah,
up satanic, demonic. Like it is otherworldly evil.
yes, stuff that I knew was out there, but my brain really didn't let me accept it. We'll put it that way because I didn't want to believe it because it's crazy. So when you were up against something of that magnitude, no one wants to be going down for that, you know? So I think it would be really hard for people to turn because then they would have to accept some form of saying, yes, I was a part of it. So it's hard.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, it's like, all right, if nothing happens, then it emboldens and continues,
Yeah.
right? Like so that's another thing that we have to try and avoid. Like would would it what can we do that would at least get a reaction of like, all right, no more,
Mhm.
like not worth taking the risks, like too hot, like block is hot, not trying to draw any more attention, people are watching us. Like what could we do on that?
So
Like is there anything that you see?
the biggest thing that we could do, I believe, is to disrupt the means that they are being able to accumulate money, right? And that comes with a whole different rabbit hole of studying where finances move, where this stuff comes from. I'm not going to specifically say where that is, but I'm sure a lot of people that are at least on my channel probably have an understanding of possibly where that's coming from. A lot of it. Um, so that's the one thing because with money,
Are you talking about like oddly small type, like smaller than a baseball hat kind of stuff?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you might be on
Um,
something.
so with that, the only way to combat uh, an evil that has the ability to infiltrate everywhere, you know, music, government, all of this stuff, you have to be able to cut something off. And you could cut a head off, but three come back. So there has to be a way, and it's not something that one person can do. This has to be something that we all align on, believe in, to execute it. Because there is no way, no matter who you are, that any one person or team of people can come together and change anything of this magnitude. It's going to take America standing up for America and saying enough is enough. And I've known plenty of people say this, and here we are still.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And have you ever read uh Unintended Consequences?
No, I have not.
Do you read books?
Yeah, yeah. Audiobooks when I'm driving and stuff.
I see. I don't know if they have an audiobook for it. I know a Tactical Response alumni started reading it on YouTube so that like people would be able to listen to it.
Mhm.
But I mean, and it's a fat book, but it's a good one.
Mhm.
Like it's actually like must read territory. It was one that
Cool.
like Jaeger walked down, handed me, and was like, "You're reading this."
Yeah.
Like let me know how much you get through each day. Like the next day, he's like, "How much of that did you read?" I was like, "I haven't started it yet." He's like, "I told you to read it."
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and so it gets to a point like it's a slow roller coaster kind of tension, but then it starts on its path of adventure. Um, and like one dude does something and it like kind of pops off some copycat stuff. And
Yeah.
I think the thing that could be done isn't something necessarily that we can do,
Mhm.
but like there are good dudes. There are good men who sat by and watched and did nothing
Yeah.
and know exactly where, like, and how and
Absolutely.
who, and like because these dudes, like the people on that island, were not walking around without protection, right?
Mhm.
So they were hiring dudes who are probably, okay, maybe morally compromised, mercenaries,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. But like there are some warriors in there
Mhm.
in those circles, and like those dudes putting feet down and being like, no more, nope,
Absolutely.
like that shit ain't happening. Like me standing out in like, oh, it's time. I can just wait by the front door. Like, nah, no. Matter of fact, not. It's not happening.
Yeah. And that'll
Uh,
take a lot of strength for sure
yeah,
because, you're admitting to knowing, but at the end of the day, you know, people like that it's a paycheck, right? They heard stuff, but more than likely they had protection, but they didn't see anything. That's kind of how that world works, right? You're just there in case something pops off. Um, but yeah, there's definitely people out there that do have the capability to bring something like this down. It's just if they're willing to do that.
yeah, yeah. Like, no. Matter of fact, all you motherfuckers, sit down. Like, I'm about to live stream this. Like, because when the cops get here, I know they're gonna let you go.
Yeah.
But like, I'm putting it out there because it's not happening. I'm not providing security for an event like this anymore. Like
Yeah.
that's what needs to happen to really blow the lid and
Mhm.
and kind of catch some like hand in cookie jar type situations.
Yeah.
We got some comments coming through here. Nothing will come from it. Nothing can. Starting to pick at the scab will open a wind world will never be able to heal from. Man, I don't believe.
The world is healed from a lot. We've done terrible things to other countries. Other countries have done terrible things to us. So I don't think that there's nothing in the world that we can't heal from. But what the American people want, and I'm speaking for everyone, this might not be the case. It should be, but we want an action. We want something to happen from this. What that is, no one really knows, because if we did, it would have happened already. So,
Like, at least stop spraying fucking chemtrails all over us. Can we do
right?
that? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like it just comes from every angle. Like, do you have to cover all the fruit with your bullshit?
Yeah.
Like, can I
It's
get clean food at least? Can we eat clean food? Can you not steal all of our water? Like, where is the give, man?
yeah.
And like shit. We just
You know what?
yeah.
I'll make a trade-off on live right now. If you just stop messing with women and children, I will eat poison food for the rest of my life. I will accept that. But let's just stop that, and then we could work on all the other shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair trade. Like, yeah. Man, let's see what Clem's got to say here. At the same time, we've all heard E. Burke quote, "All it takes for evil to succeed is good men to do nothing." Dude, it's too true.
It
It's
is.
too true. Those pilots, those like everybody, man, everybody, like to groundskeepers, and it's such a hard spot because what are you gonna do? Like you're the pilot, and you're like, hey, you need to stop doing this, or I'm gonna tell somebody, and they're like, haha. Sounds like you're really depressed.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure that they've heard stories around it how easy it was, and we all have people we love, right? And that's how people like this are able to do terrible acts, and people don't want to stand up because it's fear. And in the same place, I love my family. I would never want anything to happen to them. So that's how these things work. So it's always fear. Fear of what's going to happen, fear of what's next. That because I believe that there's a lot of great people out there that would absolutely do something. But it's the fear of, what if this doesn't align with the word? What if I go to prison for the rest of my life and nothing happens from it? So it's a hard thing.
Yeah. The not aligning with the word part is the tough one.
Mhm.
That at least for me, that's the fear, right? I don't have kids. Um and I'm reading Matthew, and this morning read, if you love your mother or father, son, daughter more than me, like you don't deserve the kingdom.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, yeah, if I you know felt something right with the word and right with Jesus's teachings to do, and it meant putting them in that harm's way, like I I think I would
Yeah,
at this point. But
for sure.
and it's like, man, sorry, but you knew who your son was.
Yeah.
You should have put more distance between us earlier. Like, what can I say?
Yeah.
Um,
It's hard. I had a very in-depth conversation about this because I'm hurt. I will say that my soul hurts. Like seeing all these things and knowing that that's the hardest part, knowing I have the capability and not doing something because I was trying to lie to myself and be like, no, it's in the Bible. This is what I'm supposed to do. But it's hard because he doesn't want us to have to do that. He punishes. And that's the hardest part for me because it's such a terrible thing, and I made up this crazy idea that something needs to happen, that I will sacrifice that. But after talking to plenty of people, it isn't the appropriate action it
mhm.
for my faith, what I believe in, what the word says. And you see it online, all the verses that are turned around and justified for doing terrible acts. And
Yeah, and these are not serious people.
yeah,
Like for the vast majority of them, like those people, like they own 6 magazines. magazines, or like they definitely don't have bullets in their magazines right now. Like these aren't serious people. Like
Yeah.
they're, you know, their A1C is through the roof. Like they're not they're not in any way prepared to dish out or deal with the violence that they're trying to spew.
Yeah.
And that's just more of the deceiver out there, man.
Yeah.
That's just him working through them. And then, I mean, even if it comes from a good, they may think they're interpreting the word one way, but that's his greatest trick
It is.
to make you think you're following the word, but having poor discernment about it.
And I've fallen down that. I have.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
I've had a couple people kind of talk me down from that, just trying to justify my beliefs. And they're like, nah, you're honestly full of shit. Like you just completely reworded that to make it your own agenda. And that's the biggest thing, right? That was my agenda. It's not God's agenda. Because trust me, if I was told, had a vision, and told that is what I'm supposed to do, come hell or high water, that would be what I was going to do. And that did not happen, or I would be doing that right now. And, at that point, we all know something needs to happen. Here's another one. Crazy one. Do you believe that the man in that paperwork, I don't even know if we're allowed to say his name, get this video taken down?
Oh yeah, probably not.
Um,
Schmemstein?
Eppenberg. Is he deceased or is he alive?
Oh, dude.
Doubt
dude.
it. Doubt it.
Yeah, I'd say probably more on option B with that one.
Yeah.
I've seen some of that stuff. The nose on the dude they wheeled out.
Different.
Definitely. I mean, unless maybe he broke that while he was in the middle of hanging himself, impossibly.
Or when they let him down. I could possibly see that.
Yes. Something. Yeah, cut the rope or cut the whatever, and he smashed his face. But it's not
option
even close.
B has been done before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like high profile things, like
Tupac.
Well, the CIA fucking knew Hitler went to Argentina, and they fucking DNA tested the bone fragments that the Soviets had, and it was female. So whether that was Eva Braun or somebody else, just some civilians that they found and fucking mulched up into bones and shit, like motherfuckers moved places and were alive.
So with that,
Yeah.
if we want a difference, right? We want something to actually change. I would say that finding such an individual that has the ability to talk would probably be a good plan of action.
Yeah, the thing I said was, or things I've seen, put him in a place that's hard to operate in.
It is, but there are people out there that have done harder.
Yeah, I think well, that would be something, huh? But then how fast before Predator just fucking drops something on wherever all of you are?
That's
right?
the grand trade-offs of life, right?
Yeah. Well, like, would it be so fast that like you don't even get to prove that that was faked,
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this one up real quick. Agreed course of action: keep training, keep sharpening, keep training, and someday maybe will be put to use. What do you guys think? Yeah, I mean, Isaiah 6:8, right? The send me. So yeah, stay sharp. I know, dude. You said keep your bags packed. Um, like keep your rifles clean. Keep your stuff ready. Um, if so called, or if fights come to those of us, you know, who are daring to question stuff like this, then be ready for the fight. Like
Yeah.
James said it, quote from Musashi, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.
The I will say that the people that are already actively doing those things aren't going to stop. You know, the people that I've seen training, that's a lifetime thing. It's not something that just stops. Because once you get into that lifestyle, it becomes a part of your natural progression in life. But I don't foresee, and I hope that I'm wrong, this sparking up any change from where we're at right now with the people preparing to having more. People like to stay in their bubble. They like to feel safe and content and just let things out of their mind. And trust me, I there's some days that I wish that that's the case for me. Um, what do you think? What do you think?
I think they're oddly enough combination of craziness going on in the world right now. I think some people are starting
Okay.
down that path. It's maybe putting some more people on that path. Hopefully, the right people.
Yeah.
Hopefully, um, you know, people that know and understand how to truly be meek. Um, but I mean, there was something in the local Facebook down here. Uh, a vet like was some Minnesota stuff, and I don't know which direction he's thinking on things, but
Anti-Fed.
yeah, he seemed without a doubt anti-Fed, right? So I think libertarians and Democrats are both kind of using some of the same champions right now, which I understand. And he went on a ruck. He like put his shit on, wanted to make sure his plate carrier fit right, he could breathe well, that his shit was in good working order. And so he went on like a 6 mile walk around the neighborhood, like if Sam Russell's around, like like one does on a Sunday, throw, throw the plate carrier AR, 30 something pounds in a pack and go do a few miles. And like I guess the sheriffs got called and showed up at his house. Everything was on video. I'll send you a link, but not saying he handled the
Yeah. Yeah.
situation well with law enforcement. But he did say they're like, well, why are you? What do you mean exercising? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, are you kidding me? Like, there's tyranny like
Yeah.
happening,
Yeah.
and like I'm it's time for me to get back in shape.
Mhm.
So I think some people are.
Yeah. I just at least from what I've seen is events like this happen, people that have the ability will go buy that AR, $500 AR, some ammunition, and then a week or two passes, right? And then it's like, oh, at least I have it. And it's old news, kind of like they want to happen with this. They were really pushed to release this stuff. And let's be serious, they didn't release anything. Um, they released enough for us to be pissed off. They didn't release anything, any names for anyone to be actually justified and come to a conclusion, an ending of this terrible event that has been taking place probably forever. Before it was this guy, it was probably another guy. Like, these things just don't
Oh, it was. So
happen.
there's a thing. So I was just showing Lewis, and it's a dude kind of going through some of the things that were previous to this, like several decades ago. And then it's like Houston Police Department and Dallas Police Department found a snuff film ring, and then they had like it was like 50,000 note cards full of people's names, and then the dude, like the police lieutenant or detective or whatever, when he retired, somebody interviewed him. He said, "Yeah, it's full of politicians and celebrities and stuff." And then uh, the it's kind of tied in with like a bunch of like the serial killings that went on, and they're like, "Hey, this dude like killed 30 or 40 young boys," and then they admitted to taping it and then getting rid of the bodies and doing all this shit. And then a dude that's connected with him was connected to John Wayne Gacy, and then he's got some political ties, and then he's connected to another dude that did the North Fox Island thing in Michigan, which is basically kind of a, hey, send your boys to this Boy Scout camp to get molested. And then there's like so many things that are tied together. But when the government was in possession of these note cards multiple times, because it was multiple different raids, they declared them irrelevant and then burned them.
Just kind of like what's happening right now.
Yeah. So like they
Yeah.
released 3 million files or whatever.
It's the same network
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
been running since probably for the last 2,000-3,000 years. You know what I mean? It's just new members showing up, and
if we talk biblically, this has been happening forever.
Yeah. Well, since the flood. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do believe wholeheartedly that it is time that people, the fear that we all have, that we're living in a world like this, the people that are doing these acts believe that they are invincible. That comes with like the cockiness of, there's been pictures of this person kind of flooded around online in a specific location. It's physically impossible for us to say it's real or if it's AI now, right? That is something that is a big issue because we can't trust anything now. Could that be a psyop, whatever? Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Intentional.
Yeah. So
the Deceiver. Dude, that's his name.
Huh?
Yeah.
The Deceiver.
Yeah,
it's literally his name.
Yeah, for sure. But if that is the case, and he allowed himself to get photographed, that is because he believes that he is untouchable. That it does not matter what he could do. He could put his face and walk down any way, and it doesn't matter because that's the connections that he has. So going up to people that believe that they're invincible, for the regular person to be able to do something that, not everyone's views are the same as mine. We need to do something. Start somewhere. There are terrible people that do these things everywhere. And there are legal ways to go about stopping them and introducing fear into that network of people, because it doesn't matter if you're low on the totem pole or high up on the totem pole, it's still a connection. These people, just like like-minded people that train, we stick together. We know people everywhere. It's the same with the lowest scumbags on the face of the earth. So there are ways to combat this. Combat? I don't know. It's late. Yeah.
Judy got it. Yeah.
The appropriate way and a legal way. And that's pretty much where my mind's going right now.
Yeah. I mean, I pulled this comment up because he's saying the greatest thing the files did for people with show regular Joes and Janes that the devil and real evil is in fact real.
Yeah.
And if he's real, God is real. They see the monster now. That I first heard that quote from Andrew Tate. So feel how you will about him, but he said, the reason he knew that God was real is because he had seen real evil.
Yeah.
And I believe it. And yeah, after you see some of this stuff, you can't help but start to understand how evil real evil is. And that should tell everybody that there is no doubt there has to be the opposite for it.
Mhm.
The opposite for it is right. Opposite of darkness is light. Light is stronger than darkness every time. Like I think one of the hardest things to do, like, man, have you tried praying for these people?
No,
Dude, it's hard.
dude.
It's I know what I'm asking you, but like I'm not saying they're in all of my prayers,
No, I understand.
and not saying that it's prayers, that everything works out well
No,
for them, um, but but praying for these people because they're not. Oh man, how do you say they're not beyond redemption? Other than that's what the word says, and and like, man, what if me praying for Oprah can, and asking God to open her heart, you
dude,
know
it's
for her to be able to spill beans, you know what I mean, and not on the internet but through her channels that are not going to be AI questioned and
yeah,
stuff like that. Like, man, so I think we do need to pray for these people. Like, I saw a theory where it's like, man, everyone's saying, look at what the devil's doing, look at what the devil's doing, but who might be bringing this to light for us to potentially have that reaction? And Gulag Archipelago,
Solzhenitsyn.
Just say it fast, Solzhenitsyn
That one.
said, the battle between good and evil, like the line between good and evil runs through the heart of each man. Like, damn, that's heavy,
man, you hit me in my feels. I'm not gonna lie.
right?
I will say that
What are your thoughts on it?
first off, I'm not a very emotional person, but you said that and I got chills. Like, that hurts. Um, but you are right. I don't know if it's ego or hate, all terrible things that doesn't align with the Bible of why I haven't done that, but it clearly does say that. And I'm sure that there's plenty of people out there that are talking terrible things about what you just said right now. So we should clip that and make it a short, but it does align. Because that is exactly what Jesus would have done.
Right? I mean, brood of vipers, their hearts are closed and they might be past it, but
That
shit,
shit hurts.
yeah, like they're. I'm not. All I know is I'm not the judge, right?
Yeah.
And so if I can't be the judge, and the one who is going to do the separating says that, every man, that's part of why the devil hates us so much and wants us to choose him because he can't, or it, but I don't know what pronouns,
Yeah.
the deceiver uses, but like there's no union with God for him. But every person is made in the image of God. And by no means am I saying like we need to go easy on
Yeah.
these
Yeah. No.
people or anything like that. Oh, well, cashless bail is fine. Give them 3 months of community service. Like
We
what?
are having a conversation not of our flesh right now. This is a spiritual conversation, which people that don't really follow that are not going to understand what you are talking about right now.
Like they've got eternity for like a being that we cannot even come close to comprehending, right? Like God, like Father, Son, Holy Spirit, like they're having a meeting on what that like eternal darkness can look like for that soul. Like we already talked about it. There's nothing we could do in the flesh that would be punishment enough. But at the same time, how many people frustrated and pissed off at this situation have even prayed for results, like, Lord, let some of them be arrested. Like, are we getting any closer to God because of this? Like, hopefully some people are.
Yeah. That's the question you asked earlier. How do we change any of this? How do we have any repercussions for this? And that's it. That is everyone coming together and understanding the one true God. And let's be serious. This world we live in, at some point, it is going to be the end times. And the darkness that we see now is not going to equate to that. It's going to be, it could be right now, but there's events that need to happen in order for that. So we need to come together, which is so hard. It's just,
Yeah.
I just want to bite my tongue saying it.
And it's going to get way worse before it gets any shades of better, right? Because like we haven't come into real tribulation yet.
Yeah.
Right.
The true evil hasn't even showed itself yet.
How about that? And yeah, Kevin Timmer here saying could argue the people most difficult to pray for are who we should be praying for the most.
Oh, Kevin, you're killing me right now, man.
I mean, it is fact, man. It looks like he's tuning in from your side of things. So welcome, Kevin. But yeah, you're 100% not wrong. And
Yeah.
it's tough. Like, I mean, I don't think you're allowed to pray. Like, there's a song called "Pray for You," and it's like a breakup song. And the guy's like, "I pray a window pot falls off a windowsill, or flower pot falls off a windowsill and cracks you in the head, like I would like to." I don't think that's how we're supposed to be praying for these people. But
I will say that every prayer that I've done was along those lines of "send me," which was coming from hate that I see after our conversation. And it hurts because that is not aligned with what I believe in. Because at the end of the day, we are human, and we want to stand up against injustice like that. But it is, unfortunately, he did not call me to do that. So what can I do? I can study the word, understand in future when terrible acts, because this is not the last terrible acts that's going to happen. so I could be better prepared next time and understand and feel closer in dark times like this instead of going off the deep end like I have been.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, and it was, part of the conversation, that we had on text, like that serenity prayer. Like,
Yeah.
man, that thing slaps sometimes. Like it's a good put things in perspective, because it's like, all right, if I'm praying for it, I have to try and do it or
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially in these times of despair, like, what can I do? Like, and you're
Mhm.
just like, all right, well, courage to change the things I can. Like, if you focus on something, even though it may not take out like the big goal of what you would like to accomplish, but what's, the first baby step
Yeah.
in a direction of bringing about the world we would like to see.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if we need to like fix or erase what the world is before we can start creating the world we'd like to see, but it
At the end of it all, this is not ever going to be the world that we like to see. That is reserved for us whenever we are gone. So all we could really do is exactly any time that I have a crazy idea that I want to go do something, you always tell me your goal is to look after your family and your kids and the circle that you have. I have an issue, and I know it's an issue. I get told all the time that I feel like I'm not ever doing enough. So I look at all these things happening in the world that realistically are not meant to be seen. Because of these things, we have everything at our fingertips that control our emotions all the time. Some things God sees, but we have an issue of being able to see everything nowadays. And I'm not perfect. So I sometimes get some crazy ideas.
yeah, man. Yeah, and I mean, it's perspective, right? Because like I said, I don't have kids. And so, like, for me, seeing it, and sometimes you'll reach out, like, hey, I'm thinking about this, or thinking
Yeah.
about going here or there, doing something. And I'm like, man, like, you have this blessing,
Yeah. Yeah.
just like nurture that gift.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's been given to you, man. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, keep growing on stuff like that. If possible, like the world needs more good people in it.
Yeah.
So like, how can we affect that? Um, like, another thing hard, kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to follow and be Christ like, I committed to being celibate until married. So now it's like, and then at my age, dating, and you start telling people you take faith so seriously, like, wait, you don't want me to come home with you tonight? And they like look at
Yeah.
you like you're retarded. So like, who knows if who knows if I'll ever be able to start popping kids out? But like, man, if like
Yeah.
if I were blessed to be married next month, I'd get hammering on it and try and start
Yeah, I bet you would, buddy.
like, I'm gonna be running 9 month splits. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what do you need? You need like a month off in between, or what? Like,
Yeah.
here we go, babe. Let's do it. Because we need good people,
Yeah.
and that being a dad, you're able to to potentially have effect on other kids and your kids in group things, and you get to talk to other dads, and like, you know, if I start going to like a ballet class, like I'm probably going to get put on some kind of list and I will be arrested. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't have the same friends as all these people.
Yeah.
But like, I can't just start showing up at little league games and being like, "Hey, little Jimmy, come here. Let me tell you how to be a good man."
Yeah.
Like, it'll just kind of look funny. Like, I can have the effect that I can on people through classes and stuff like that, which I'm very grateful for. Um, but yeah, like how can we continue to build our communities, the people that we see on a regular basis? How can we make sure everyone's doing okay there? Because that shit grows. Like
Yeah.
it started with 12 dudes following one perfect dude, you know, and look what came of that
Yeah.
before followers and TikTok.
No, for sure. Yeah. Which is another huge issue that we can't even get on in this podcast because that's a whole series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure like your words have definitely touched me. So I'm sure that there's a ton of people out there that it has as well. And I also want to let you know I saw the pictures from your training, and dude, I'm so proud of you. Like moving
Cool.
out there and making it happen, dude. It is so awesome to see.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Kevin Timmers jumping in again. He said his first grandchild was born a few months ago. Perspective I have now compared to when my daughter was born is night and day.
Life reflection has been a trip lately. I think that's a great thing to say because I think as a whole, that is something that I need more of, self-reflection. I think that everyone would be good at self-reflecting. You know, we're so easy to pass judgment on other people. And I have a lot that's wrong with me too. So I think that that's another thing during these times to where we don't understand what we could do. Look at what we could do within ourselves. Look at the changes that we could make for us. That'll make you closer to God. That'll make you, a better father. All these things that through the day to day, we're so hung up on online to where everything's quick and fast and immediate that we lose sight of the natural rotation of the day.
Yeah. It's like those things start seeming unimportant.
Yeah.
And it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite of the way it should be. I mean, John has been beating this drum for years and years. Like get meat on the hoof, get chickens, like control your own shit, and then you don't have to worry about it, and like
Yeah.
stop watching the news, and like it's so hard, especially we kind of need to be on these platforms, and it's so easy to get sucked in by design.
It's almost impossible to not. Like
Yeah.
I have plenty of times said that I was not going to do it, that I'm just going to post. And then mindlessly, I've just been scrolling for 30 minutes and I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
It's
By design.
Yeah, by design. Although luckily at this point my algorithm is like pretty heavy on like Orthodox Christianity stuff and some other preacher stuff, and
that's awesome, dude.
it still does get inundated with a bunch of competition shooter
I would say
faggotry and stuff, but and
My
and
algorithm,
a
like,
lot of times you'll be trying to stay out of stuff, and then like a buddy will text you something like, "Hey
yeah,
man, you gotta see this," and it's like, dude, like why do I fall for this every time? Like you just drug me into a 3 hour fight with somebody, like, and now I've challenged another person on the internet to a duel, like.
yeah. I will say that my algorithm is not Christianity, and I need to change that because it's bad.
Yeah, I had to tell one of our friends. I'm pretty sure you know him, but he was sending me a lot of stuff, and I was like, "Hey man, like first of all, like how many of the like everyday people of a certain faith are actually reading like whatever book or
Yeah,
series of books that is, and like why would I possibly devote time?" Like he's like, "No, I'm telling you, you got to read it." And I'm like, "Book that starts with a T."
no, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, so I'm like, what? Like I'm having a hard enough time with this one that starts with a B.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like I think I need to get to the bottom of this first. Like, got to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to be for before I start worrying too much about what to be against. Um,
that's my algorithm.
I mean, and know thy enemy is a thing, right? Like
Yeah,
you have to understand some of what may be potentially coming for you.
yeah,
But like we could sum that up in a minute or two, like
yeah,
you pretty much did already. Like, all right,
absolutely.
media, banks, what else? Media,
Uh,
banks, government,
Food,
uh,
textbooks.
water.
text, yeah, education, food, all of it. It's all against
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Like everything of this world,
yeah,
almost,
absolutely.
right? Almost like somebody told us that,
Yeah,
you know. And so now, like, okay, accept that everything of this world sucks. So what do we focus on now? Like, I think his word.
and focus on the stuff that doesn't suck. You
Yeah.
know, there is there's little things we could do every day to implement into a better life. I'm not saying to forget. I'm not saying to let this go. But stop feeding into all the AI stuff that's also being made up about all this stuff because everything in those files, that's all code words that people are trying to translate, right? There's no actual information there. So people are turning what they believe to be factual information. And if people are taking that as factual information and it's turning into more and more. So we need to focus on getting our sides of things well and in good running condition before we try to focus on anything outside. Because if your house, your home is not in perfect running order, you think that you are going to turn up and do a massive coup on some crazy alien organization? Probably fucking not.
Yeah. Yeah, no chance.
Yeah.
Zero chance. And so whether it's looking at it, biblically and through Jesus's words of
Yeah.
removing the log from our own eye, or going straight secular, at least at that time with Jordan Peterson's clean your room, like these these things kind of are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it's all within us. And then that brings me to, like, the quote from the movie 13 Hours, when I forget which dude is like reading the book.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Ah, what are you reading?" And he's like, "Oh, all the heavens, all the hells, all the whatever, it's all within you." Like, if you start to like really think that way and like try and win that battle, like it's way harder than thinking about the ways that you'd be able to get into a certain country and grab a certain person who's supposed to be dead already.
Dude, that would
Like,
be
that's 10 times easier
yeah,
than figuring out how to fight the true battles within yourself.
absolutely. I've thought about it in detail.
Yeah. And then here we got Chuck Peoples jumping in, Lewis and Josh, both incredible instructors. So yeah, we can take that time. I mean, thank you. You noted the class that we did here, the first LCAR optics, pistol optics class. I think Sonny posted about it.
Yeah.
So we had him in class as a student. That was kind of interesting and cool. And I think for everybody on the range, you know, especially people who paid for an LCAR class, to be able to have Sonny like jump in on a few pieces and add some depth to some stuff.
There's
That
Sonny.
was, oh shoot. Hello, sir. Yeah, so and one of the students, can't say his name right, but I was really happy with like his end of class AAR, because he was like, hey, yeah, I feel like this is, you're onto something, and I doubt any pistol optics classes are touching on this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, no, because they're not. Yeah, like I'm glad you liked it, because
Yeah.
it was, you know, not by design. I'm just going to go against everybody, but like when you're moving quickly while shooting offhand only, like I've taken some of the top optics classes out there, you
Yeah.
know, and that definitely ain't in it. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
like I don't think there's a shot taken with your feet moving to get a black belt patch. So,
Yeah. Do you have
yeah,
plans for your next class?
uh, I don't as of yet. I need to. I need to get better. Like tons of people are like, "Oh, let me know when the next one is. Do one here, do one there," and then spent all day today just messing around with my truck. So I've got to. I'm very good at procrastinating doing the shit that like I don't enjoy doing,
Mhm.
like building the website and whatnot. I'm also very hesitant to use AI, because personal belief, and you know,
Absolutely.
obviously no judgment, but like
Well, buddy.
I see it as part of what could potentially be mark of the beast
Yeah.
stuff. So like, yeah, AI can build me a website. I understand that, but
Well, you have my number.
yeah,
So don't think that like we are family, bro. You need help,
yeah,
you let me know and I'll make it fucking happen.
yeah. But like, I know it's something I should be able to do if I just like sit down and put a few hours to it. It's not one of those things where
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to, like, I'd rather have a conversation like this with you if we're going to
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
time together. You know what I mean? It's just something I need to do. But
But
then we just got some new material to build possibly the baddest ass pistol target that
really,
like has ever been fucked with. I think
is it what this whole
apparently,
podcast is about?
what's that?
Is it what this
No,
whole podcast is
no.
about?
Unfortunately, not. No.
I mean, yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's better than force on force. We got this guy with his ankle tied on a rope to that tree. Like, get to blasting before he blasts you. We're gonna give him a high point. Like, no. But apparently it got messed with to a certain extent. somewhere around 12 years ago by a mutual friend.
Mhm.
And Sonny's in the chat here, Gospel of Violence. He's saying the class was a must for anyone or everyone carrying or working with a red dot site. Yeah, I'd have to agree, I guess.
It's tough to not agree with that because like I haven't taken a ton of other people's red dot stuff, but like I've seen some videos and I have had some other people's classes. Like the title of the class, Optics for Serious Use, totally different than a pistol optics class. And we had a conversation with Andrew. Like it's the same. Like if you wanted to do like a night vision for serious use is a difference than, hey, we're gonna go, talk about this stuff for a day, and then we're gonna go shoot standing still on the range. Like in a class with such high dollar equipment that you're going to be using like all the time, maybe you should be out walking with it and doing other stuff and then maintaining it and then not just kind of doing flat range stuff with 20 grand on your head.
Yeah. And yeah, I touch on a lot of the perishable skill stuff that like even I mess up still on some things. But and that's the thing, like I don't have standards that like, oh, you were able to do this at the end of 2 days, like you're, let me knight you, sir dot a lot, like, and
Dude,
and
pirate patches.
you're nasty now. But it's yeah, that if you're going to use it for serious purposes, there's certain levels of things that you need to know that like a USPSA stage isn't going to tell you.
Yeah.
And like, not gonna lie, the timer was used. And Sonny's like, oh, geez, this is the second time a timer's ever been used on my range. Like, this is awful. Why do you keep doing this to me? Because Andrew brought one last time we did like a pistol performance class collab. And it was the first time that Sonny shot on a timer. Yeah. I'd be interested. Sonny, was it more stressful than combat? Because there's Delta dudes who say it is. And Kevin saying, "Am I doing traveling classes?" I will be. Yeah, it seems like everyone wants me to do one in their backyard, which I mean I'm kind of cool with as long as we could get a few people in each backyard. Come out to PA. I have a group that'll take the class. Yeah, there's a group. There's a few groups in PA who have been asking me, but yeah, Tony, we'll be heading that way.
I will say, no matter where your next class is, I will be there.
Awesome, cool. I might have to do it here in Texas then, just to get you to come
Cool. I need
down.
to get down there anyway. But
Yeah,
I do want knighted. That needs to happen. I'll bring
Yeah.
the sword and everything.
dude. Yeah, maybe I got to make some kind of challenge coin. Like you are a knight.
Dude, it could be
You
pirate
are
stuff.
you are a knight of the round reticle table.
That's perfect.
Like, but yeah, I think. Sorry, I don't know why I detracted onto going back to the class stuff. I think we'll blame Chuck Peoples for saying we were good.
It's perfect, man. It's that's going to be your ability to touch people, right? Like to not like touch people, but to get people and to be able to talk to them and build camaraderie and talk about your experiences in your life. That's realistically how we are able to touch lives and make difference. Online is great, but you lose a piece of humanity whenever you're talking. But when you see someone in person, how they move, how they talk, that's when you really see how a person is, right? So online is a good way to get in front of people's faces, but to build what we are called to build has to be face to face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how we became friends. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
first time we met, I took your Springfield Hellcat and I
Yeah.
punched myself in the nose with the muzzle.
Dude, I still,
That's gonna sound funny to some people
it
here,
was
so
though.
we'll leave
Yeah.
it with no context.
Yeah.
But the front sight did draw blood
Yeah.
on my own nose.
I still, talk about it being snappy on. They're like, no, you just need to work out. Like, bitch, what?
Yeah.
Like, it is.
Yeah. Let's see. So back to the topic at hand, right? The point of live stream. Chuck Peoples, Homestead Medical drops in another focus on what you can touch, family, inner circle, move outward. Yeah, and encourage that inner circle to do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. John says it, and I'm taking it because it is awesome. But he says he got it from someone else. War mentality within arm's reach, and I love that. I forget who started that, but he does say it quite a bit, and that's honestly what it all boils down to. The things that you can change, you do.
And then Sonny jumping in, yes, without a doubt, the shooting on the timer was more stressful than anything he'd ever lived through.
Right.
Dude,
So
that's
it's like
crazy.
Yeah.
it's like helicopter crash, training with Vlad, timer.
Yeah.
Dude, that's mind blowing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like fighting Ukrainian gypsies when you're in your like 10 to 15 years old and
Right.
all that. Yeah. Shooting on a timer, that much stress. Dude, but so I said that all to say I didn't tell anybody what their times were. I didn't let anybody see the timer. I took note of some times simply for the purposes in that class of making sure that if their internal confidence of skills that I saw improvement in wasn't there, because like we can be harsh judges of ourselves,
Absolutely.
right? Or some people can have super inflated egos, right? And may need a check. So I took data to make sure that I was giving and getting a gauge of the students' confidence level increases to match skill level increases.
Yeah.
So that there wasn't dissonance there.
Mhm.
Because again, like, Paul Markle says it, the things we teach, like if we talk shit, like it's potentially life and death.
Yeah.
And that carries a weight with it. So, I mean, I could run bill drills for 2 days straight and tell you, you got 25% faster and you're ready for any home invasion. But like, what kind of service am I actually doing to a student at that point? But them having a realistic expectations or realistic confidence in their capabilities is kind of what I was really trying to give. And then Brandon, you got one here.
Brandon is one of you people alive who has made me bleed.
Without losing a single drop of his own.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. Sounds like you got a payback coming.
Yeah. How am I fearful?
No, there's only one thing to fear, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
There's really only one thing that we should be fearful of. But
100%.
it's it is very difficult.
It is. It's a walk every day. with a few stumbles involved.
Well, we've been jibber jabbering for a while here, so I'll let you. We'll start wrapping up, but I do want to leave with a comment that people can drop in the after it goes as a video, so you don't have to flood it now. And I want to get your take on this.
Mhm.
So, when I was growing up, and we're somewhat similar aged,
Mhm.
like there was one really famous dude that everyone thought was a pedophile and was put out there as a pedophile,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
and then kind of died
Yeah.
mysteriously. He did stuff that he claimed was to save kids
Mhm.
and help people with abuse. So, what are your takes on the Michael Jackson? Like, was he actually a good dude trying to like right some of the wrongs that he experienced as a kid in the music industry? Like did he get abused? Was he exposed to that and actually was trying to, and they just painted him to be a fucking loon?
So this is hard
Right?
because it's been talked about forever. Like that was
That was when we believed the news.
yeah, elementary school. Like that was
Yeah.
just a thing. Like everyone said.
Like landing on
Mm.
the moon.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Who do you think shot JFK?
Yeah, drop that in the comments below.
Yeah,
No,
I can't say
seriously,
that.
the Michael Jackson thing. Have you heard any of that?
I have. And everyone that has had a relationship with him has openly expressed the fact that nothing has ever happened. That he's been never awkward, always been kind, wanting to help out in any way. And all we could really believe is the people that were around him. Obviously, he's not here anymore. Potentially, we don't know what to believe anymore. Um,
Yeah, no, I believe he's dead. Like Chris
yeah,
Cornell,
I do too.
Kurt
Yeah,
Cobain.
and
Yeah,
the thing
Cornell had
is,
shot face.
if he was, that means that he was a threat. So potentially, I want to believe that it was just another psyop, that we portrayed him to be a terrible person, um, and he got taken care of. That's what I believe. There's no proof really going either way, um, but just from the facts of what I've seen, and let's be serious, he was under the spotlight. Everyone believed that, and the fact that no one, I think two people came out and said it, but like the people that have actually been around and all of those things, it doesn't make sense.
I think Dave Chappelle's kind of been speaking out a little bit more on some of that stuff because, like, before he would talk about like Michael Jackson and then like Martin Lawrence, like, oh, he gets this famous and then out of nowhere he's going crazy, like waving a gun around and
Yeah.
the people getting compromised here and there, but it's like if like to him like the industry and then across music and Hollywood, etc., is doing terrible things. Like he seems to be pretty outspoken about it because for the meantime, it seems like he kind of fought back and won, and
Yeah.
then now has come out way further than if he would have knuckled under.
Yeah.
Like you can have this multi-million-dollar show and kind of bend the knee, and then he's like, no, comes back, and then seems to be saying some of the things that you're not supposed to say.
Mm-hmm.
And for as of right now, he's living on a farm in Ohio, not dead.
Yeah.
He's been pretty outspoken about one of his code words to know when he's compromised. or phrase, I guess. And it's the thing that people say a lot now
Yep.
Yeah.
about standing with something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, when you say no to, what was it, hundreds of millions of dollars?
oh yeah,
Like anytime someone says no, no thanks to hundreds of millions of dollars, like you earn some cred in my book.
100%.
Like,
I will say, isn't it crazy that we can't say the shit that we want to say? Isn't that dumb?
oh, dude, it's so stupid. And I don't know how much of it is like I don't know how monetization works, and like the whatever podcast they'll say, CP instead of
Yeah.
what it is, or they'll use grape or whatever nonsense. Like they'll change words
Yeah.
up. I don't know how much actually gets your stream chopped versus like it just makes monetization more difficult, or
I've
instead.
had 2 of my videos get taken down. I'm on like 2 strikes, 1 strike. Yeah, I had a warning the first time. And it wasn't even bad. I'll text it to you because obviously I don't want this one taken down too.
Yeah,
But yeah, not even what I want to say. So I could only imagine.
yeah, yeah. But it's nuts, man. But hey.
Just look up who owns it all.
Dude. Yeah, you're noticing things. Is that what kids call it?
Yeah.
Just noticing. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, oh yeah, it's some big conspiracy. Like, no, what's his name? Carlin said it like what in the early '90s. Doesn't have to be some big conspiracy. Like everybody's sitting around the table, like all votes for blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like no, but like they play golf together. Like you kind of know what would screw this dude over versus that dude. Like we're all in the same country club. I don't want to screw Josh over. Like you know I'll take over the construction business of some other dude. Like I'll leave Josh's construction business alone. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, it's probably a thing. But again, it's of this world, man.
Yep.
And it's like that's why those dudes who walk away from money, like I'll never forget, man. Then like Sonny brings it up sometimes, Jaeger, like coming out into the office like, hey, did we cash that check yet? And like Marilyn at the office was like, she thought she was going to be in trouble for not cashing it yet. She's like, no, I meant to. I'm going to get to the bank. And he was like, no, 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 don't. Just send it back to him. And it's like, whoa, like it was a sizable check.
Yeah.
Like, fairly sizable check. And he's like, nah, take that back. I'd rather just say what I want to be able to say. Like,
That's called integrity. And that's a dying breed nowadays.
Yeah. Yep. And so Chappelle, who else did that? Yeah, sometimes you do that. You say no to money and your lapel mic explodes.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy said no one time.
Oh yeah, JFK said no this time. What was that, over some nuclear material or something?
Allegedly.
That
they definitely do not have.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, sometimes your lapel mic explodes. Sometimes you still do stand up comedy. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's a dangerous world out there.
Yeah. So be students of violence. Know how to handle yourself should it come to you. But I think the consensus from us here is don't go looking for fights and looking for violence,
because you will find it.
100% you will find it, and it might not be as righteous as you want it to be to do that.
Yes. And along with that, this is another reason why you have to come to a class with Lewis, because we're not muted. We could actually talk how we want to, which is great.
Yeah. 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 And I still call it a silencer because
And
I refuse to use the cuck language of suppressor.
yeah, yeah.
So that's one for you. I'm gonna convict you with. Not saying that I've heard you very often or recently saying suppressor,
Yeah.
but it's okay to have a suppressed rifle. But the thing that makes it a suppressed rifle is putting a silencer on
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right? So
I say
use
both.
yeah. I go with silencer just because it is that's what the patent called it, and that was like one of
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jaeger's like defining points of the
Mhm.
difference between the gun culture and the gun community. It's like
Gotcha.
the gun community is a bunch of fair weather pussies who are always getting mad at me for saying shit the way I want to say it. Like,
Yeah.
no, like say it full out. Say it with a big chest. I know it doesn't silence anything, but we started calling them suppressors. So we can be like, please, can I have it? It doesn't really silence anything. It just suppresses it a little bit. Like, fuck that. Like, you want to call an AR an assault rifle, even though it stands for Armalite? Like, I'm not correcting someone on that. I'm like, yeah, oh, assault rifle? Yeah, no, you can't have that.
Yeah.
Still mine. Call it whatever you want.
I'll just call it my quiet tube.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Slang always works.
the
Can.
yeet,
Can is a good one.
yeet discreeter.
Yeah. The yeet discreeter.
I like that.
All right, Brandon. Well, anything else you want to promote before we close out here?
No, I mean, we've touched on everything. I don't really have any thing to promote besides going to your class, because now I want to take it. I'm
Thank you.
upset that I heard about it afterwards, but that's a
Yeah.
life.
I'm fantastic at promotion. That's why.
Yeah.
Are you selling these?
They so I made them specifically for only people that I knew aligned with that.
Okay.
Um Potentially, maybe. I don't know. But John, if he wants to do something with it, I'm going to give it to him.
Okay.
Um, so maybe, I don't know. So it's just up to him.
Cool deal. All right, brother. Well, you have a good rest of the night and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Later, everybody.
Say something cool, Josh.